So, good afternoon, friends. Uh, Very
Good
good
afternoon,
afternoon.
sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So now we'll start the managerial practice in Block 7. Basir has also joined. Yeah. Good afternoon, Basir. Uh, Good afternoon, Basir.
Good afternoon, sir, and good
And
morning from Nigeria.
Oi. Good afternoon, Oi. Good afternoon. So now you would start the managerial practice in this Block 6 we have already completed. So today we'll cover the Block 7, the same managerial practice. And here we'll be covering today's our topic is on four part of the managerial practice, which has a great link, which is a organic link with the tourism sector. The organic link with the tourism sector, why I'm saying this is an organic link, because it is an inevitable part of the tourism industry. It is an inevitable part of the tourism process. What is that? Food service. Today we are going to discuss about the food service. Then what is the next? Have you gone through the subject? What is the next? One is food service. Second is tourist transport. Then third is airlines, and fourth is airport. So now we'll be discussing the managerial practice in these four segments of the tourism industry. Okay. So let's start. I am just presenting my presentation. I'm sharing my presentation in full screen. We'll start. We'll start. Okay. Now you got it. The entire screen is giving.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it
Okay.
is.
Okay, very good. The topic is Block 7 Managerial Practice in Tourism. This is our topic of today. So we are going to discuss what? Regarding food service, tourist transport. Unit 20 is covering airlines, and Unit 29 is covering airport. So let us first we start the 26 food services. Tourism has an organic linkage with the various other services. See, anywhere you go, I had said you, anywhere you travel, purpose may be whatever may be the purpose. Like you may go for a entertainment tour, you may go for a study tour, you may go for a cultural tour, you may go for your business activities. That's also a tour. So it comes under business tourism. Then you go for a health checkup. Then it can be told that it's in a health tour, it means a medical tour. So different kinds of tours are available in the industry. We are saying that it is a tourism industry, since when you travel from one place to other place for the whatever the purpose may be, but when you are traveling, then you are spending money over there, and In lieu of that money, you are getting back the services. So then, when you are traveling, the ingredients what you take for the traveling, for a for smoothing your travel, or for the smooth travel, the ancillary products, the inevitable products, so not ancillary, the inevitable products, what you use for the tour, that we can say the organic product, that is organic linkage with the tourism industry. That is a various product with an organic linkage with the tourism industry. What are the organic linkage? Organic linkage means it has a direct link with your tourism industry. Without this, the tourism cannot sustain. What is that? That we had discussed about the hotel and last is the travel agency, tour operator in Block 6. Now it comes food services, then tourist transport, airlines, and airport. These departments have an organic linkage with the tourism industry. What do you mean by food services? Do you have any idea about the food? Why we are giving more emphasis on food in tourism?
So, the tourism industry need this kind of, I can say, sector. I mean, food services, because due to the tourists used to just, I mean, base in hotels, they also used to visit some local places to, I can say, explore some foods that they have never come across or something like that. So it is really
Right.
essential to know all these kind of things.
In my last class, I was asking you that what is the local food in your area. Then you have written me uh, in your mail to me that you require your local food is rice and bean. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because it
Yes,
is a food
rice
that
and
is always eatable here in Nigeria.
yeah, we are Nigerian. That I have gone through your reply that rice and bean is your local food. So supposing somebody goes from India to Nigeria, when he stays over there, then he would be or she would be more fascinated towards the local food, local tour program, local cuisine, local cruise. So they would ask for you, meaning you are the tourism professional over there. So they would ask your guide, tourism guide, to him in Nigeria. So what are the local food available in that particular area? So the guide would say the local food is rice and beans. So they wanted to have it because they have come for a purpose to experience their tour program, experience their visit. And in experience, in such type of experience, so they would see the places of interest, at the same time would have your food, would go to the places where it's a lesser known places to visit, so that if he or she is a writer, then he could write or promote your particular uh, area in writing and giving it to the people that see these are the area I had visited and have seen the local food of the Nigeria. This, the lesser known place is this. Then I had been to that place by cruise, by bullock cart, or these are the many. But the detail he would be giving his experience to the people. So when it would be read by the people, it would be read by the other countries' people, other countries' tourists. So they would also be more interested to come to your country to visit. So the expansion of tourism demands the growth of other linked services like food, transport, air, hotel, handicraft, local culture, ethnic culture, art and craft, etc. The expansion of tourism demands. The expansion of tourism. So when the tourism grows, then that demands the growth of other linked services. What are the linked services I told you? The inevitable services like food, transport, air, hotel, handicraft, local culture, ethnic culture, and art and craft, etc. See, I was telling about the food. You said about the food, like your rice and bean. Then transport, so the local transport available over there. They wanted to have that local transport. Air, so the air is everywhere. To go to South Africa, so I'll have to take South African Airways. I'll have to take, and I'll have to avail that air and go to your place. Then after reaching over there, the hotel, motel, whatever you have in that country, so I would definitely stay over there in that facilities. Then I would definitely go to choose my handicrafts. Like what are the handicrafts? What are the as a memento? I will bring it to my country to soak them, to soak my people. Like yes, I had been to that place and I have brought this handicraft and handloom of that particular place. Supposing you went to Singapore, you went to Malaysia, you went to Bangkok. So you, whenever you go to the Pattaya in Bangkok, then the plenty of t-shirts are available with the Pattaya picture and the body of the shirt, and you wear it and go for that cruise and do some water sports activities. So when you back to your country, then you also bring some t-shirts for your well-wishers or your family members, so that they could understand that yes, you had been to that place, and yes, you have brought a gift for them as a memento. And they would remember, yeah, this is in the other way also you are marketing the places of that particular place which you visited. So these other people, you are provoking the other people to go to Pattaya or go to Bangkok or go to Malaysia in this way that you have brought this thing for them. So one way it is a gift, another way it is provoking people to go outside. Yeah, yeah, I mean some typographical mistakes are there in the presentations in spelling, so it may be considered. It is not services like service. Services is a wrong. I think it is wrongly written. Anyway, so then handicrafts is a local culture. So what are the local cultures? Like supposing there is a typical cultures are there. Supposing a wedding. Wedding is a culture. It varies from places to places. It varies from area to area. Even if in South Africa, the wedding culture is not at all same. It it also depends on the different cost. It also the culture, the marriage ceremony is celebrated by different caste in a different way. So the same thing in India, the same thing in America, the same thing in other places of the world. So these are this when we were traveling to the Nigeria, supposing I went to Nigeria, then I would definitely be interested in what is the wedding culture of the Nigeria. This is called culture. And the dialects, and how they speak, how they eat, how they travel, how they go for outing. All these things I'll have to, and how they dress up. These are the culture of the local people. So the tourist wanted to involve himself in that culture. Then ethnic culture. Ethnic culture is what is the difference between ethnic culture and culture? There is two difference. Ethnic culture means the raw part, the raw part, and culture means the finished part. A particular item out of mud, when it is prepared, before it prepared, you require to bring that mod, accumulate in one place, then you go for mixing some your some kind of organic things on that. Then you want to you either you make in a machine or make in your hand, you prepare a toy. So the mod and preparation of toy, we can say, is in an ethnic culture. The ethnic things are there because how it is being created. Then when you put color on that, then put eyes, color, then feather, and make it a finished product. Then you sell it. Then people say it's a culture because it is now finished. So ethnic says the origin. Ethnic goes to that origin. Supposing I wanted to uh, enjoy the local ethnic culture. So how it is possible? I would have to stay with you in your village and I will see that how the food is prepared, what type of ingredients you are using for preparation of the food, how much water you are powering on that to prepare the food, what are the ingredients, how it is cooked. All these things will coming under the ethnic culture of the particular area. Then it is also like a dance. When you prepare for a dance, before you prepare yourself for a dance program, the preparation itself is an ethnic culture. Then it comes craft, etc. Handicraft and handlooms, whatever the things you produce, that is also coming under culture. So it all the use of all such byproducts is now also growing as per the tourism demands. If you get more people to travel, the more activities will be started, the more demand will be started, the more link services will have to be will be required for the tourist. So then, since the demand of such link services is growing day by day incessantly, since the demand of such link services is growing day by day incessantly, means each expansion of the tourism industry is now binding to create the same demand in the link services, which is day by day is increasing incessantly because of the more traffic. Then the organization dealing with the tourist should have a professional approach in running such link services for customer satisfaction to achieve desired target of the company. Supposing you have a community-based center where in that community-based center you provide food, you sell some handicrafts, you take that responsibility to take the people for watching the ethnic culture of that particular area, to take a village for night experience, then take the people for a safari riding, take the people for cruise inside the river, take the people for trekking inside the jungle, means the forest of the South Africa. So all these activities is coming under the tourism because because of the expansion of tourism demands, because of the flow of the tourist, the requirement also enhances. You see that in a community-based center, there is some cottages are there, and during the time of season, it is completely full. So what happens when it is running 100% occupancy? The 100% linkage services are required to be used by the tourist. So what is a what how you will maintain all this besides the occupancy level, even if the day visitor tourists also go to that places. So the day visitor tourists must be requiring the linkage service. They may not stay in the night, but they would also definitely use the link services like cruise, like jungle trekking, like ethnic village watching, or like bird watching. All these things they would do. That the activities will be definitely over there. So you require the professional people to appoint to look after the tourist. The professional people are very, very important. So they, the community-based center or the organization would appoint the professional people to take care of the tourist. Without professional people, whatever services you provide, there will be very unprofessional way will be managed. So unprofessional way management of the tourism services will have a very bad repercussion, very bad impact. And what is that impact? Because it would do adverse marketing instead of marketing of their product. Okay? So it would do an adverse marketing. Or the so when you are dealing with tourism services, your all approaches towards the tourist should be very professional. In a very professional way you do. Did you understand what I said in this slide?
Yes, sir.
So any kind of, if you are understood in a proper way, then you tell also your experience on this. What I said about the services like the organic linkage services. What do you say? Or anything you want to contribute in my lecture, or I will go for the second slide.
Okay, I don't know if I can also highlight some, I can say, services, or I can say something about regarding the food service here in Nigeria. So, I don't know if you have the time to listen to my, I can say, some highlights.
So will I highlight?
Yes, I would like to say something regarding the food services here in Nigeria.
You tell?
Some, yeah, some cultural foods, I mean, or I can say some cuisines here in Nigeria, some local foods.
Yeah,
Okay, in Nigeria, as I told you yesterday, uh, I don't know if you can hear me clearly. Am I audible?
yeah, you're audible. You just tell me that some disturbance are there inside. So you tell me. This is audible. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. So, regarding the food, I mean the local food here in Nigeria, as I said yesterday, it was rice and also beans, I mean,
Uh, you
and
said the rice and
also,
bean as a local food. Yeah.
yes, it's the local food also, and we have, some local foods as well, beside the rice and beans with stew. And, the staple food in this community includes sorghum. We also have sorghum, and we have millet, we have rice and maize. So, all these grains are normally ground into a flour for a variety of foods. You can mix many kind of foods using these kind of grains after you
Right.
ground all these kind of grains and also make them into different kind of foods.
Yeah, yeah,
So you
very
can
good.
also make some soups using onion, tomatoes, and vegetables. At times, spices
Fantastic,
like
fantastic.
something like beans, peanuts, meat, and milk are the primary source of proteins. So we
Wow,
use that kind
wonderful,
of.
wonderful. Yeah.
We also use that kind of. I mean, foodstuffs to make some spicy. I can say some local foods here in Nigeria.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, what I think you are Muhammad Ahmad or Kaibru?
Yes, I'm Kabiru. Kabiru.
Do. Just what you say now, you said very wonderfully. You presented your food services, linkage services very wonderfully. And what you do, no, is actually there you must be getting some tourists over there. I mean, from the west, from the north, from the south, the tourists from the country across the world, they must be traveling South Africa. So given to them. This could be served to them in a professional way. So the tourist would definitely go back to their country and write on the particular food and your culture. So what would lastly happen that there the world could know about the ethnic culture and culture of the particular area, like the food culture, that the living culture, then the commute culture. So everything they could know, the world could know. Then you'd get more and more tourists to your country. And if the flow of the tourist increases, your foreign exchange also would be increased. So automatically, the tourism industry will grow like anything, and you would be getting lot of demand in tourism job, in tourism service provider. So these are the main surplus uh, achievement in the tourism industry. Then a professional into being a professional in tourism industry, what they say, the linkage services, what you are offering to the tourist, say about the accommodation, transport, food services, cruise services, whatever the services may be. But this should be a this should be have maintained a very professional way so that the return would also imagine. Okay, then we'll go for the next operation of food service, the preparation of menu, cost control, application of computer and marketing. Supposing you said that you wanted to, you have a different kinds of food services in the community level, in the village level. So when you open up a local cuisine shop, so it is for tourists, meant for tourists. So what do you do first is the preparation of menu. That menu, when you said that what is the menu of the particular shop, so you have to see here. I am telling you the menu that uh, rice and bean, then that no peanuts, and then onion, garlic, and then this tomato that you are making it a type of product. So in different kind of product you will be showcasing for the tourist. Okay, so you prepare this one by giving the name. Then it's a cost control that is depending on you because whatever you cost it is taking for preparation of the food and how much you sell it, then application, then that is completely depending on it. Then application of computer is something different. Then marketing comes. So how you market your food? Marketing the food, like when you prepare the food, you get the name of the food. This is this, this is this local food one, local food. Then you give the name of different, very catch up name. Suppose so anybody can listen it. Yeah, they would be more interested. Okay, what is the name of the food? And wow, this is a nice food, and the name of the food is like this. So they would be more interested. That will start the interest among the tourists to know about the food. So you get the name of the food, then you applied to sell that food in a different. So how the application of selling the food, the application of uh, reaching out to food is required different means. Like you may take social media and the computer application is required. And that could be told that's a marketing of the particular food item. So when you marketed the food item, then everybody who would visit to your restaurant or to area, they would ask you that is that food is available. That I have got news in Google that this food uh, prepared out of this. I require that food. Just like your Chinese food, like pizza, burger, then your what you can say, pizza, burger, then fried rice. All these things are the Chinese food is now. It is so popular in the entire world because they have marketed in that way, and the food taste is also different. So people are very much accustomed with the Chinese food. So like that, if you want to popularize your food, you have to also see all aspects of the food. It should be tasted in a proper way. It should be very tasty. It should be price effective. It should be means quantity wise good. So then you can sell the food. People would more be interested to take out the food. So any kind of product in tourism is say tourism in other also. The marketing part is completely different. So if you market the product in the right way, then your everything will be properly sold. Marketing, another USP is there. What you commit to the people to provide, the expectation of the tourist is always should be more than that what you commit. If it becomes less than that what you commit, then it would have a adverse marketing. You will not market your product because supposing you commit someone to give this, but when he come for the practical use of that, he is not getting, then that would be a adverse marketing. So then we'll go for that I was telling about the culture and ethnic culture. No? You see, input process is ethnic culture, but output is a culture. Inputs is food, raw materials. The tourist wants to see this. Then process is cooking system, cooking procedure. That also he wanted to see. But the output is completely the curry, completely the rice, completely the fried rice, completely the pizza, completely the burger. This coming in the output. The tourist will only have it. So it can be called is a culture. So when we are going to open up a shop, food shop, we have to be very much concerned on the preparation of menu, cost control, application of computer for better for maintaining the accounts, maintaining the menu, and maintaining the stock as well as to market the product through computer. Okay, through media. And computer is definitely a medium because here you can market by switching over to Google or by choosing some marketing platform to popularize your food. Then we can come another organic linkage is tourist transport. Transport is a major component of tourism industry. Is it not, or is it yes or not? Transport is a major component of tourism industry. Is it yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is, sir.
Why?
Because
Why? Hmm.
tourism tourism is an activity that involves movement. It always requires transport.
Any movement, how the transport, how the people were moving in the very, very, very early stage before the Christ, in a very remote area before the Christ, how they were traveling, the primitive people, how they are traveling, how they are going from one place to another place, crossing the
by
river.
using by using camels, horses, and sometimes donkeys. Or sometimes they are trekking. They used to trek sometimes.
Very nice, wonderful. And how they travel uh, by a river.
Yes, sir. Before they are using canoes just to, I mean, visit some places that require rivers. So they use
How they were
local.
crossing the river, how they are crossing the
Yes,
river, pond.
they are using canoes. I
Ah,
mean the
right,
old version of that kind of boat.
right. So before the invention of that, what you can say, water transport, cruise, then ships, they are using the kayaks and canoes to cross the river, country boats, then logs, wooden logs. These were the only means to cross the river. So, movement of the people is inevitable. Everybody moves, wants to move. Without movement, nobody can sustain. So, tourist transport, tourist movement is also possible if the transportation industry increases. Means it becomes more sophisticated. The transport is a major component of tourism industry. Now you see that somebody is willing to go across the world, means travel across the world. So within 1 month he could travel everywhere, or 2 months he can travel entire universe, entire world by air, somewhere by cruise, somewhere by surface transport. So now it is possible because of the automation, because of the sophistication in services. So these are being provided. Every country have their own airways. Indian, like in India, Indian Airlines. What is the South African airlines name?
So we don't know about South Africa because we are almost Nigerians, all of us here. In Nigeria, we
You
use
have the
Nigerian
airlines,
Airways.
Nigerian Airlines,
Yes, of course. Yeah, Nigerian
Nigerian
Airlines.
Airlines.
Yeah.
So yes, Nigerian Airlines. So like these are the airlines they have named by the name of the particular country. So they are now providing the transport to the tourist, because supposing a America person comes to India, so he would definitely avail the Indian airlines to come India, or Indian people who wants to go to America. So they would go by the international carrier like American Airways. So these are now in the air industry, even in the shipping industry, even in the surface transport, everywhere. The transportation plays a very vital role in tourism promotion. Tourist transport organization, it provides car, coach, boats, etc. to the tourists who visit to the destination. It also provides transfer, pickup and a drop to tourists at airport, hotel, railway station, etc. Besides conduct sightseeing tours. You see, these are the things why I'm telling about this. Transport pickup and it takes place when a person reaches at the destination. When a person reaches at the destination, he takes the local transportation system. Otherwise, he cannot move over there because the local transportation plays a very important role in tourism promotion. Even somewhere, some places in the hilly area, even there is the people take the tourist by their soldier to the particular destination. They have their systems. The tourist will sit in that and they will take him by riding the hill or by taking the hill to reach at the destinations. So we can say the local transport takes place for the tourist when the tourist arrives at the particular destination. The transport business, even the vehicle, car, bus, then car, coaches, then um, rail, all this, or the cruise, all this takes place after a person, after a tourist reaches at the destination. So then transport business requires what? Planning, organizing, and marketing. Again, it is always there is a management system which compels to run the particular organization. And this is most important. Then when you go for establishing a organization, you need a proper plan. Then organization, then marketing part and directing part is there. Then marketing, all these things will be coming in. Planning means supposing I want to open up a travel agent. I want to open a travel agent, or you wanted to open a tour operation department. So you need some planning for that. What is the planning? You cannot run the business without profit. So to make the business profitable, you have to accordingly plan. Because every entity, business entity, wants to do business with profit, not without profit. Is with profit they want to run. So planning helps them to accumulate, to collect all data about the anticipation, about the forecast of tourist visit to the particular center. So what is that? Supposing in Nigeria or in Sudan, you wanted to open up a travel agency or a tour operator, tour operation department for the tourist, not only the domestic tourist, but the outsider also. Then you went through the statistical bulletin of the tourism department of your concerned area. You found that the tourist from United States, tourists from India, tourists from Japan, tourists from Mauritius, tourists from China, tourists from Spain. These are the people are the regular visitor to your country. Every year, basically, the tourists from these areas flow are more compared to other countries like Nepal, Bhutan, or your South Korea, or what you can say, Switzerland and Abu Dhabi. All this area from compared to this area, this United States, then UK, Japan, then China's people, tourists are more. So how accordingly you can plan for the transportation? So you have to go through the details, the taste of the tourist of using the vehicle. If you see these people are more comfortable people, very sophisticated people, you have to take a sophisticated some luxury vehicle in your transportation system, in your tour operation organization or your travel agency organization. You have to purchase some sophisticated travel vehicles for them in the surface tour, because in the local sightseeing tour. Without this, if you purchase some domestic level vehicles, it may not be used by this, or these people may not feel comfort to use your vehicle. For that reason, what they will do, they will not choose you as their tour operator, rather they will choose other person, because you have not planned properly for keeping good vehicles with you as per the requirement of the tourist. So planning you have to do by going through the details, or by going through the profile of the tourist, profiling of the tourist. Then you have to maintain what type of strategy you have to maintain. That has to be also decided in planning. So these are the, if the plan is effective, then you will grow like anything. And to implement the plan in a right way, you require organization. Because when you are keeping an organization, because it's coming under organization. The organization, you have different departments. Then the span of control are there. Then one person will be there as an owner, as a CEO. He will direct you how to work or what to work. Because without direction, without the owner, without the CEO, a company cannot run. So because he is a decision authority, he has to take a decision what to do or not what to do. Many people cannot take a decision. Many people cannot take a concrete decision. Many people give suggestions but cannot take decision. So, decisional authority is one who could listen from everywhere and take a concrete decision. Yes, we will purchase 15 good luxury vehicles for the tourists to meeting the demand of these kind of people, these kind of tourists, because they are usually travel more to this place compared to other countries. So we have to go for purchasing 10 vehicles, 10 luxury vehicles. So because for this reason, the organization is most important to select. So that has to be seen. Then it comes marketing. Another is a marketing part. I gathered more things. I have good vehicles, sophisticated people, a sophisticated staff, very professional staff, very nice and clean and um, wonderful outlet I have kept at the center of the place. But my delivery is less. I have everything good with me, but my delivery is not up to the mark. Then the entire thing will be a flop show. I what required? I want that every good thing is with me. Then I will go for marketing of the product, so that if I focused my organization then the people could understand or the people could change their eyeballs towards you. Yeah, this organization is saying to provide this, and having good staff, professional staff, then we'll go for choosing the organization as our destination planner. Then you will be thriving. And if you don't do the marketing part, if you uh, forget the marketing part, having all good thing with you, nobody will go to ask you what good things you have. It is after having all good things, you have to go for marketing. Yes. There are issues in tourist transport management. Tourist transport is different than other transport. Other general transport, tourist transport is definitely different because coaches, bus or tourist coaches, tourist vehicles, tourists, they believe on the sophistication. They believe in the comfort, which is a passenger vehicle does not. Passenger vehicle can be crowded. Passenger vehicle is always crowded, can be more crowded. Even people sit on the top of the bus and travel. But in tourist coach, that is not possible. Tourist coach, the money the people are spending a handsome amount of money to travel. When they are spending handsome amount of money to travel, that they are ought to get a good transport, good services from the tourists. They will not compromise with their comfort. So what will they? Then the coach, the bus size, the coach size should be 2 by 2 seats, not by 2 by 3 seats like a passenger vehicle. 2 by 2 because they wanted to adjust their leg, adjust themselves in the seat, and everything must be pushed back. Safety security belt must be there. Then tax, insurance, fitness, pollution, everything would be okay in the vehicle. They would not will to stop their vehicles because by the authority, any authority for a checking up. Tourists always need a comfort when they travel to other place. And if they do not get it, then they would not avail in the next time. Then you would decide about the airlines. Air transport plays a very important role in promotion of tourism worldwide. That I was telling about this. It has a major contribution to the world economy that I was also telling. The growth in airlines business depends on the services for all air transport systems. Definitely, supposing one airline is giving a lot of facilities, another is not giving that. Even if the rate wise for the same destination, it is little bit less, but people would more interested to avail the air facility, which are in a very good condition. The aircrafts are very good, means very latest model aircrafts, giving all kind of facilities like internet, like food, like good aerospace. So all these things they require the comfort because they want that in lieu of their money, they must get a worthy services. That is important. Then, due to economic liberalization and open the sky for private airlines, competition among current and different airlines, including Gulf Airlines, have started. You see, in the previous era, I think if we go around 30 years back, at that time, there was no private airlines. There was not being allowed the private airlines to operate. It is only the government was taking care of to operate the aircraft because government was whole responsible for operating the airlines because of the safety security of the people. They were not at all be conversant with the air travels because they had a fear. If any private operator comes, then You cannot run. It is expensive because they are also expensive. So we had to, any tourist had to avail the that government airlines for their tour to outside. So basically, the at that time also the air travels was lesser because mostly people were traveling by ship, bigger ship to go to other countries than the air because air cost was very high compared to ship cost. So when it was declared the open the sky system means it is not should not be confined by the government only to operate the airlines. The private airlines will be permitted to operate worldwide. Then two things happen in competition. What is that? One is the tourists become the most benefited people in the world. How it is possible? First is they got good aircraft on wonderful aircrafts, new aircrafts in operation of the private airlines. Second, they got wonderful facility inside the aircraft because it differs from the airlines to airlines. Some airlines provided food, snacks, drinks. Some airline provided or lot of things, very good things compared to that airlines. Then the selection depended on the tourist to choose their airlines, with which airlines you would travel. Then third is pricing, which is most important in all segments because pricing play a major role in any kind of operation, say about hotel, say about motel, say about air travel, say about cruise travel, say about surface travel, everywhere the pricing is important. So when there is an open sky system and the private airlines are allowed to operate their private aircraft in country to country, then inside the country, domestic and foreign tours, and that economic liberalization started, then the many airlines, even if the other country airlines wanted to operate domestic airlines of other country by giving them more facilities, even if with a less cost. So it was adopted. It was adopted by the countries, then adopted by the people. They become very much cumbersome to travel by that airlines. They choose the airlines with a minimum price. Then nowadays what happens, even if the air cost has become less than the train cost or at par to the train cost or at less than the ship cost, so people would like to go by this the competition start among all transportation segments. The ship, the cruiser, the cruise owner, the ship owner, the airlines owner, almost the government who is operating train, they started competing in fixation of price, in providing the facilities inside the craft or inside their means of transport. Why? Because the airline ticket becomes the very cheaper. And what is the plus point of the airlines? What is the plus point of the air travel? It reaches fast to a particular destination compared to any other means of transport. Any other means of transport available in the world. Then the airlines, for that reason, is, is considered is a top transport in tourism industry. Then since the liberalization, due to open sky system, strategic planning to be inducted in the organization, finance and marketing structure is contemporary to challenge how to overcome the challenges, how to face the challenges. Then the companies had started to appoint the people for the strategic promotion, for the strategic decision has to be taken. Uh, so these are basically it started when? It started when the entire lines become the uh, completely free to operate their aircraft in the globe. So then the when it was allowed that all the aircraft to all airlines company to operate their aircraft due to liberalization, then or due to globalization, then the competition starts among the airlines. It is not that the government is only operating at that time. It is now the private entrepreneurs have come inside to operate the airlines. So here, when the private people came, definitely the very big companies, they started operating the airlines, and then the company started competition among the companies to operate the airlines. So it's the only opportunity to grow in the business is to provide utmost satisfaction to the tourists who are traveling in your airlines or in the aircraft. So, if the tourists are satisfied, then the tourists will choose that aircraft to travel when they require to go outside or the tourist. And then organization that execution of the plan is the responsibility of the organization. A service organization like an airlines business. Asha, any question on this? Could you ask me regarding that globalization, then the open sky system, and operation of the airlines? Could you answer me? Could you ask me any question if you want? Bearing very few, others are not participating in the discussion. It is only that I am saying and you are hearing. But this is not the motto. It should be interacted between you and me. You should ask me question, and I should ask you question. Then I'll answer you. You'll also give my answer when I ask. You are not asking anything, and you are not. We are not also discussing on that. It is only one part that I am telling only.
So my side is clear. I don't know about economy. If you have any question.
Me too, actually, I don't have any questions, sir. I have been listening and I understand much. But maybe after we go through again, there may be some pointed areas that we may raise the questions after in another lecture.
After the presentation is complete, then you'll be asking me question. That is that, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So after analyzing the details, the organization has to implement its strategy to achieve the goal. In every organization, there is a goal that to achieve that goal. Then, after analyzing the detail of the organization has to implement a strategy to achieve the goal. Then, financial structuring. Success of the airlines depends on the generation of profit by maximum exploitation of revenue generating opportunities. Then airlines manager to understand the airline's cost structure and ensure that the total airline costs are recovered by the generated revenue. I said about the competition. Then after the financial structure is will be like this, that the airlines manager has to understand the airline's cost structure and ensure that the total airline's cost are recovered by generated revenue. What is that? That means aircraft business is a very big business, very expensive business. Here you require POL. Here you require to provide the money to provide the facility to the tourist. Here you require all kind of comforts to the for the tourist. So what you at the same time also required to recover all these things by achieving the good revenue or by generating a handful revenue, a hands of revenue. Otherwise, the entire effort will go in a wrong way because the airlines will face means some unfortunate troubles in future if you spend money without earning in the aircraft because here the salary of the pilot, here the salary of the crew members, the salary of the ground handling member, and your cost to airport for, for parking your parking of the airlines and its operations, and then the maintenance of the aircraft. It is a huge cost per month. So if that sufficient revenue is not earned, then the airlines will face a lot of problem. The financial structuring work is to only see that no seat of the aircraft should go vacant. It is 100% utilization of the aircraft or more than that. Then the sufficient revenue generation would help the airlines to promote or to thrive. Then scheduling and operation. Scheduling and operation. No. Due to some reason that has been detached. Okay, I'm just sharing again. Huh? Please, I'm sharing again because due to some reason it was detached. Okay, okay.
No problem, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The scheduling and operations, so schedule planners to work on flight operating pattern aircraft for the following benefits. The demand of the customers are satisfied. Airlines makes a profit. Airlines gets competitive advantages and crew are used to pitman efficiency, optimum efficiency. It is not in pitman, it is the optimum, kindly rectify this, optimum efficiency. Then it comes marketing and sales. Marketing matches the organization product and customers need in such a way that both benefits, one in terms of profit and other in terms of satisfaction. Then current challenges in the airlines business. The current challenges in the airlines management are liberalization, privatization, globalization. The scheduling and operation, then a part where the planners of the flight operating patterns aircraft for the following benefits they require. That is, demand of the customers are satisfied. Airlines makes a profit. The airlines gains competitive advantage and crews are used to optimum efficiency. These particular three things are most important while the scheduling of operation we are making for that. Since the demand of the customers are satisfied. So whatever the demands of the customers like in providing the facility inside the craft, again timing, again operation, again pricing, this should be taken into consideration and finalized. Then airlines makes profit. Not only the demand helps the aircraft agency to fulfill. At the same time, the aircraft agency has to see that the airlines makes profit. Only fulfilling the demand. If the airlines goes to face loss, then there is no meaning of fulfilling the demand. But since it is a business organization, it requires the profit. So at the same time, they would fulfill the demand, and the other side, they would also see to achieve the profit. The airlines gains competitive advantage and the crews are used to optimum efficiency. Because competitive advantages, how you will take if your crews are efficient. If they are efficient, then you can definitely achieve the target. Because if the crews are not sufficient, efficient, and if they will misbehave the tourist inside the craft, and if they are not, their behavior is not okay, or if they are not taking care of their tourist inside the craft while traveling or while flying, then you would not be able to achieve the targeted goal. Then marketing and sales. Marketing matches the organization product and customers need in such a way that both benefits, one in terms of profit and other in terms of satisfaction. I said about before, sometimes I was saying about that. Marketing is not that the what you assure people, what you commit people, you have to give more than that, not less than that. If you say that we are providing this facilities to the tourist, inside the craft, you have your promise should be kept in the right way and the right manner. If you are not keeping your promise, then what you market and you give less than that, then there will be adverse marketing. So you don't go for adverse marketing. What you commit and give it, but at the same time you see that you are in the profit side. Then current challenges in the airlines business. What are the current challenges? The current challenge in the airline business is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Liberalization is now the economic liberalization are there. Everybody can go and everybody can operate the uh, right. Then the privatizations, because that is not only in the government, the aircraft, the airlines not now in every country, the airlines are now being operated by the government. It has been privatized. So the private entrepreneurs have come to participate with you, and they are running their aircrafts. So definitely there is a competition started and global. These are the management challenges. To overcome the challenges, you have to adapt your mm, strategy. How to overcome the strategy. The literary means removal of different regulatory, means liberalization, regulatory structures of the economic crisis, and result of which the industry leads to cutthroat competition and needs to competitive market. Liberalization means it's regulatory, completely eradicated from the that you will not do that business. The government will only do the business of the private will not do. No, that is not. It's a completely liberal. Government has become liberal. The country has become liberal to allow the private people to operate the airlines inside their country. Then when you become liberal, then the aircraft started to move inside the country. Then there is a competition takes place. When you put a good vehicle, or you put a good aircraft, or you put a good train, or you put a good cruise, then there will be a competition. The other people will think of, yes, I would also put, see, just like that. Supposing you make your house, you thought that I have made my house by good bricks, by good sand, by good cement, or then by using good human resources. And when you started, your neighbor also started by doing that. After that, another neighbor comes, he will think of that if these people have done this in this way, so I will make definitely better to them. So then the challenges come. Unless the good things comes, there will not be a competition. If competition will take place, when lot of people will come together for the same product, and when the same product, then people who wants to give it in a different way, to present themselves in a different way. That happens on the human beings. When you put a dress, other is also putting a dress which is better than you, or which looks better, with the intention that you will be looking better than you. So that the competition starts. Everywhere the competition is there in the business also, that is the same thing. Then you will say, now you will think, now we will go for the airport. You thought about the airlines. The airlines, this is coming under the aircraft. Then airport means is a station. It is a what you can say park where the entire airlines would park. Airlines will operate their business from that park only. If you remember that, I can give a example. Do you know that computer have a server? Every computer, when we are working, there is a server. Through that we are going. Have you idea? There is a server. Do you have any idea about cloud server?
So personally, sir, I don't have any idea about that.
Nothing ever. It's a server through which the entire computer works. You see the Google, you are switching. We are switching to Google. When we are operating in Google, or we are going to operate something in the, we are running our internet, we are running our social media. There must be a server. It just works like a CPU of the computer. So it
Okay,
keeps
sir.
everything.
Understand?
Okay,
The server is, I can say, a destination where all the web pages are saved.
understood, no?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So like that, no, every computer server, there is a cloud server is there. Then because it's parking in one area where the entire computer, entire means the entire your what you can say, I'm telling you, websites. They
Yes,
take
sir.
the
That
help
is
of
the server.
yes,
It is a machine where all the web pages are saved.
yeah.
Web
The
pages.
entire website is run through a server, through a server. And the where the server parks, that you can say, what you say, the telling you the कौन कौन से park, uh, or you can say the server park, like a cloud. They have their cloud systems in America where entire things in the satellite systems, entire websites are using that cloud for generating information or providing information. So like that, they all airlines are being operated
Can
through,
we call it like a storage?
yeah, storage, right. It is not storage, yeah, it can be still storage, but here in a different airport means here the just like a station, like a railway station, where all the trains are being operated for different destination. Okay. So in the airport, you also operate all airlines in a particular station that is called airport. Means for a train, we can say the railway station. Here we can say airport means air station. The entire airlines being operated to that station. Okay, like the server, I am telling the server tool. Entire server is being operated through cloud, like your entire website are being operated through cloud or through their different through their server. They have their own server to operate for providing the information or for generating the information. So that is in the airport also the same type of work. Your entire airlines operated. This is a station. The airport is the index of your country, state or city. The airport, the people when they get down, they first take photograph in the airport. Why? Why they take the photograph of the airport first? Which their selfie also they take. Because they take the selfie with the name of the airport. Why? Because that is the first place where you reach at the destination. After getting down, then you go to that particular city or the state or the country. So this is the only area. This is the first point when a tourist get down on the soil of that country. So that is for that it is very very important. That the airport is the index of your country, like that a hotel, which is the index of a hotel, which is the index of the hotel,
Index
which
of
is
the
the
hotel
which is
uh,
the index.
might be showing the beautiful furniture.
No,
Uh,
the index of the hotel means the face of the hotel is your reception counter.
Sorry, sir.
Face of the or index of the hotel is a reception counter. Reception counter is a receptionist.
Okay.
Reception counter.
Yes, a
Okay,
reception
reception
counter.
counter.
The
Uh,
reception counter is the index of a hotel.
Okay.
Here the person who come for booking a room, he could judge the facilities of the hotel having gone through the reception counter. When he or she sees the receptionist, her behavior or his behavior, the get up of the reception, then they become amazed to say, yes, this is the hotel, must be like that. But it says he is the face of the hotel. Like that, the airport is the face of the country or the state or the city. Okay. The significance of tourism and airport is unmatched to any other industry. It is unmatched because tourism starts from the airport when it gets down. Then tourism needs international category of air station for tourists as the commuters in air are elite class people. All these are the people who travels. Basically, we consider the people who travel by air. They are the elite class people. Elite means all the sophisticated people. So the airport should be the international category, international style, international type of facility should be provided. In an airport's fruitful function is completely depending on the effective of the following. What? Essential operational services, which includes maintenance of runway, hangar, building of air traffic controls, telecommunications, security, ambulances, etc. Then traffic handling, provision of loading and unloading through conveyor belt, luggage, delivery to guests, etc. Then commercial activities, operation and management of soft duty, on sub duty, of sub duty, of management of shops, duty free shops, inside the airport tourist information counter, foreign exchange travel agencies, the prepaid taxi provisions, etc. The customers security, custom security, police and immigration department are not coming under the airport authority. Then ownership and management of airport largely determine the nature of facilities and services available at the airport. It is completely saying about the how the airport should be, how the airport should be. It is an essential operational service which includes maintenance of runways. Airport takes care of what? And what is the work of the airport? Maintenance of runway. Runway always needs maintenance because here every day hundreds of flights are roaming. Hundreds of flights are taking off and taking take off and getting down over there. So the maintenance should be very, very neat and clean. Otherwise, the air may face an accident. It may be derailed. It may be weed out from the runway. So this may create problem. For that reason, it requires a clean or always a maintenance of the runway. That is important. Then traffic handling, provision of loading and unloading through conveyor belt. Because see, when the aircraft reached at the airport, then the tourist baggages should be immediately transferred to the conveyor belt because tourists must be after getting down, tourists must be waiting to collect their baggages. If the baggages did not reach in time, then there would be problem in the tourist. There is a dissatisfaction among the tourists. So it requires to be properly managed. Then commercial activities, operational management, so it is the duty shop, the inside the shop, bar and your coffee cafe and your cafeterias. All this has to be maintained properly because the international tourists and domestics, they are traveling every day. They wanted to have, since the flight delays due to many reasons. So when they stay over there in the airport, they will have coffee, tea, and some snacks, which is costly. But since they are the elite people, so they would avail all these things. Then it should be properly maintained. Then the customs security. Apart from that, the government has also role in the airport. Government customs, security, and immigration department are not coming under the airport. They are the government people. They have the great role over there because airport at the same time is a hub of all nuisance activities. Here a terrorist also getting down. Here a druggist is also getting down. It's all kind of bad thing also happens in the airport. For that reason, here the security is very tight and the airport should ensure that the travel of the tourists should be completely free of tension. For that reason, all kinds of provisions are there because of 1 or 2%. The entire airlines or entire people will not face any kind of problem. That is the most important. If that happens now, tourism is a system. Supposing anything happen, a small thing, in a small way, people would first stop their traveling, immediately stop their traveling to that country because the person who travels, he go with a mindset that he would enjoy it. If he will not enjoy, then he would not travel. If there is a fear, he would not travel or she would not travel. So this is the work of the airport to take care of. And then the ownership of the management of airport largely determine the nature of the facility and service available at the airport. You see now, this is now the airport in India. It is being run by the Airport Authority of India. It was one of the premier agency of the government, aviation department. But in some countries, in other countries, airports have also been privatized. Privatized means big companies have taken some airport and they are taking care of the airport. They are looking after the aircraft management. They have a share, big share for running the aircraft with also government in PPP mode. So every country now, like airlines, they are also planning to privatize the airport. There is a pros and cons. Pros means if you privatize the airport, then there is a lot of good things will happen, lot of good facilities, many things. But so far security is concerned, in privatization of airport, the government may have a some problem to provide the security what is now the government is providing that security like immigration of the customs because these people are working under the government. They have their news. The government has a news on these people. But when it becomes privatized, the private people will use these facilities or to use these people, and there may be some problem in the running of airport in privatization. See, in most of the countries, the airports are run by the government, but in some countries, the airports are run by private. Due to globalization, economic liberalization, so airports are going to face competitive environment shortly. So airport have to mobilize their own resources. Problematic areas of the management, LUC can say LOCK, lock of resources. It is needs of expansion of runways to meet volume of air traffic. Okay, expansion of runways can manage the volume of traffic in a wonderful way. Then outdated technologies should be out from the uh, mm, uh, airport. The latest technology has to be introduced in the airport for better outcome. Then failure of personal management, not commercial finance handling, unwanted bureaucratic approach, and a lock-in professionalism in marketing. The airport have some because the airport has not enough to market because you see what is happening. The every flight has no other option to get down at the airport. So airport may not have required that much of marketing, but professional approach and bureaucratic approach should be little bit less and professional approach should be more so that the aircraft at the airport would do definitely good business in tourism. Then solution, basically the cost structure of airport constitute on staff or labor. Two, operational expenditure, three, service maintenance and administration. These are three things that the airport is spending money on this. And to meet the demand of cost, the demand cost, airport authority has to adopt commercial approach in order to generate sufficient resources. So what they are also adapting. This is not that they are not airport authority not adapting, because since it is the way of embarkation, this is the only point of embarkation and disembarkation of all global tourists, of all global businessmen, or all VVIPs and VIPs. So the advertisement of different organization at the airport area, bigger advertisement, like the say about the IPL advertisement, say about the advertisement of a mobile phone, advertisement of the mobile company, advertise of the car company. That works like a money, tremendous. It has a tremendous impact on the people, because it is the point where the all big shots embark the aircraft, aircraft, and disembark themselves to the particular city. So you require to put all advertisement of your company, the all bigger companies, they want to put their advertisement inside the airport to get good money or to get good business. And the airport in this way also gets much more, because for the advertisement cost, for giving place or space to the company, bigger company for their advertisement, they charges much more money. So in that way, then monetary performance as per airport airlines, as per the airlines, performance indicator should be used to monitor the performance of individual airport over time, or in a relation to budgets or targets compared to a performance with the other airport at a particular point of time. He suggested that a group of the experts should visit the airport and see the performance and give a compare it with other airports, so that the among all other airports there would be a competitiveness, there would be a what you can say, there would be a uh, that if any kind of problems are found, if any kinds of lacunas are found, demerits are found, that can be also taken into care of. So why all these things are being done? Because it's the only way to bring the tourist, to provide the safe journey to tourists, to provide the tourist utmost facilities, to tourist utmost facilities, utmost comfort for promotion of tourism. Thank you. This is now the complete of my presentation. If anything you want to ask, then you can ask me. I'll answer you. Stop sharing. Yeah. So now you can ask me any questions. 15 minutes are left. I think we discussed a lot of things about our topic, and then I think you might have gone through detail how you uh, how in the way we said about the airport, about the transport business. So, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Thank you, sir, for your detailed explanation towards this course, tourism management. What I would like to ask here is about the, let me just say, assuming I'm running, or let's say supposing I'm just running a tourist agency, sorry, I mean the travel agency. I'm running a travel agency. So I have seen that some travel agencies are having some, I can say, connection between some airlines, Because as a travel agent, or I can say who owns a travel agent cannot be able to handle, or I can say have an I can say assets or any profit to run a private airline. So some of them are just realizing, or I can say making some connections to the airlines and or government airlines or some I mean private airlines. So how can I make that kind of connection as someone who is having or who is running travel agency?
You require that if someone running a travel agency, how you have an connection with the private airlines and the government airlines, then how they would be feel uh, comfortable to
Yes, sir.
book their airlines ticket, to book their ticket for the to airlines ticket for the tourist, or for their
Yes, sir.
customer, that you want to know. Kaibru, that you want to
That's
know,
right, sir. That's
that
right, sir.
how a travel agent will have a better the travel agency will have a better relation with the airlines, particularly. There is a different type of airlines. What they do, actually, they are also using the travel agent as their commission agent. If you have a different airlines, so three airlines are there. In India, I can say three airlines. One in Indigo, one is Bistara, another is Indian Airlines. For meeting the demand of the tourist and to sell out their ticket, they have also authorized the travel agent to sell the ticket of the airlines to the tourist at a commission, in a commission basis. If some travel agency is selling a airlines ticket, he is getting 3% commission. Somebody is giving 4% commission. Somebody is giving 5% commission. And in that commission, the travel agent is selling the ticket. And then they are also giving more priority to that travel agent in booking of the ticket. So that should be a very mutual relationship you have to create. You have to have a good relation with the airlines so that you can run your travel
Thank you,
agency.
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Then
What if the
TS,
tourist missed the flight? Is there any implications?
what you were
Uh,
called?
for example, based on the itinerary, I mean, after booking a flight or having the ticket, and based on the itinerary, the tourist is to travel tomorrow, for example, and some I can say something came up that hinder him from traveling the same date that given by the airline. So, is there any implication to postponing the date of the traveling? I mean,
There was always a scope of postponing your ticket of a travel agent for some other days what the travel agent wants. Supposing due to some kind of exigency, if you want to cancel the ticket for today that you have booked for the tourist, then the airlines before 1 hour of the scheduled time of the flying in India, all airlines cancel the ticket of the travel agent or the customer and make it postponed for the desired date. And that will happen if you want to know more about the travel agencies facilities being provided by the airlines. I request you please go to your airlines nearest airlines and ask what benefits they are providing to the travel agent.
okay, sir, no problem. I'll do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody? Any question? Anyone, if you want to ask me any question, I can answer you. Suppose that we went to the detail of the topic. Even if your friends who have not attended today, you may request your friends to visit the recording part of the study so that they can understand in detail. We have that provision so that they can go through this and understand the today's topic. Okay. Then we have the another class. I think on 13th. That is block 8. So we'll complete on 13th the block, the last class of mine. Okay. Any question, if you can ask me regarding the topic, I think you have some questions, might be some questions to ask me. You can ask. Yes, sir. I think they don't have any questions, so we went to details. So if you kindly permit that, we'll wind up the session. Sir, this is almost complete. We have already completed, and they put some questions and we answered it. So if you kindly permit, then we can wind up the session. I think they don't have any question to ask me. They have already.
It's look like there is no question, sir.
Okay, then we'll wind up. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.